Hello, fellow dividend investors. It's that dividend guy here, and today, happy Thursday. Started off right. And today we are going to be breaking down the portfolio and how I did today in the overall market. And keep in mind, just a little disclaimer, don't buy these stocks just because I have them. Do your own due diligence. And I don't usually watch the stock market on a daily basis. I usually film once the market's closed, and I don't have any feeling towards it. So, just a general rule of thumb for investors, especially newer investors: do not look at your portfolio on a daily basis. Buy, ignore it. If you get dividend payments, look at it then. Reinvest your dividends, or automatically set limit order buys. That way, you don't even have to look at your portfolio. It just automatically builds when prices hit that mark. I'll show you guys how to do that when I get my next dividend payment, because I'll set up a automatic payment structure for a stock that I can afford. So I'll show you guys how to do that once I get paid dividends in December. But let's jump right into the portfolio. So today I'm going to show you how my portfolio has performed, which I do that every video. I'm going to go through each individual stock and show you the rate of return that has and the percentage of the portfolio that it is. And then I'm going to go down on my watch list and show you exactly what stocks I've added. And I believe there's only 2 now, but I'm going to explain to you exactly why I did that. But then, just real quick, I also wanted to let you know that I have a whiteboard that I keep track of all of my dividends, as in I keep track of exactly what pays me, what amount each month. And I also am going to make an entire video separate about my 2020 dividend strategy. And it's actually the same strategy that I've had all year. That's not changing. I'm buying mostly Dividend Aristocrats and Kings. But I'm going to show you or explain to you exactly the amount of each stock that I'm going to buy, and how much I'm going to go up per month, as in how much every month I'm going to be reinvesting and that type of thing. So I'm going to make a dividend investing video for 2020, exactly my goals and what I'm going to be purchasing. Given that the stocks don't go up too high, I mean, there might be some months where I can't buy certain positions, but I will do my best. So that's all on an $800 a month basis, and if prices change or go up higher than that, I can delegate another $200 a month. So I'll be doing about $1,000 a month in the market if prices delegate that I need to do that. So let's jump right into the video and right into my portfolio performance. So for today, as you can see, we are down $40. Dun, dun, dun. As you can see, don't really care. I don't watch my portfolio during the day when the market's open, because that can give you anxiety, and I already have anxiety. So as an investor, I just don't watch it. And I'm drinking a Coca-Cola, so if you hear me sip it, I apologize. But so today I'm down $40. Not a big deal. Don't even care. Honestly, if I had my way, I would hope I'd be down like $400, because then I could buy some stocks cheaper. For the week, we are up about $17, which again, whatever. Short term, I really don't care about it. It's the long term stuff. So if I get a jump of like 25% or something like that in a holding, I generally won't be selling it, but I definitely won't be buying it, right? So I want to buy low, I want to sell high. So this shows me that I haven't gotten a lot of growth in the last week. I mean, $16, and it's like an extra hour of work, which is awesome, but nothing that I'm too crazed about. For the month is a little bit different. We're up $763.84, or 4.8% this past month, which is awesome. That is literally my rent for the month. So let's look at 3 months today. On the 3-month mark, we are up $2,200 and 67 cents at 15.22% rate of return. That's really high. That's pretty crazy. That's about double the S&P 500. So I'm happy with that rate of return. For the year, we are actually above our 3-month mark for the first time in a long time at $22.63 and 19 cents, or 15.7% over the past year, which is phenomenal. As you can see, it's kind of like da 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 da, and then just woo goes way up. So that's awesome. So for the year, we're trailing up, which is phenomenal, at 15.7%, and then all time, it's pretty close to our year and our 3-month, surprisingly. But as long as I've been investing, I'm up $2,115.47, or 14.53% since April 13th of 2018. So as you guys can see, I'm relatively a new investor. I've never gone through a stock market crash. I wasn't old enough to invest at that point in time, but I wish I would have been, because I would have been loading up on some stocks. But that's okay. I'm actually looking forward to the next recession. So, and I'll explain to you guys why. And if you watch the videos, you should know why I want a recession. But let's go ahead and look at the individual stocks. So first we have Altria Group. This one's a little bit of a moral dilemma, so I totally understand if you don't want to be in it. Totally get that, but I'm not forcing people to smoke. People smoke anyway, regardless, and I don't do it. So I have 97 shares, and keep in mind, guys, this is one of those that I am dividend efficient on. So Altria Group actually pays me $81.48 every single month that I get paid. So as you can see, 81 is not enough to get 2 shares because that would be about $102 or so. So I'm not quite there yet, but I'm very close. So this will be one of those that I will be buying for life as long as it keeps its dividend. Even if it halts its dividend, I'll still keep buying it. But hopefully I'm buying this for dividend appreciation. But as you can see, I have 97 shares at $45 a share. So I'm up about I am actually up $5 a share. It's about 30% of the portfolio, which is a little larger than I'd like it to be, but still, it's a dividend king. It has great history. It has double-digit growth rates for its dividend, and it's a pretty consistent business. So, and it's considered a defensive play. So, again, if I'm going to have a lot of money tied up, it's going to be in defensive sectors, ones that people smoke in any type of economy, people drink in any type of economy, people pay their electric bill in any type of economy, people pay their telephone bill in any type of economy. So that's where I'm going to have most of my money tied up, is in like consumer products or phone bills or electric or healthcare. That's really where I want to put the big amounts of money in. So it being 30% of my portfolio doesn't really bother me. Plus, we're up $488 on this company alone. Next, I'm drinking it. Coca-Cola. Love Coca-Cola. Literally just bought some at the store today. And it's a dividend king. I love this company. It does pay kind of a small dividend, but that's okay. So I have 17 shares at 51 cents a pop. They're at $54, so I'm about $3 per share, up a little bit above $3 per share with 17 shares at 5% of my portfolio. This, just like Altria Group, is going to be one of the pillars of my portfolio. Coca-Cola is one of my favorite stocks. It wouldn't even have to pay a dividend. This is one of those that I would actually buy regardless. I'm a huge fan of Coca-Cola. So this is going to be one of the bigger positions for this set of months. And I know right now, compared to Altria at 97 shares, it doesn't look like that yet. But that's because Altria's dividend is higher. It's about double. It is double Coca-Cola's dividend. And its growth rate's a little higher than Coca-Cola's as well. So I figured I'd beef up my Altria position to the point that I could buy one share of Altria and one share of Coca-Cola. That way I'm adding to a position, but I'm using Altria's money to diversify as well. Coca-Cola right now is only paying me $6.97. Not terrible, though. Pretty happy about that. So this is one of those that's going to be one of my core positions that I'm going to buy and hold forever. So next, we're up to our second month of the year, AT&T, which, as you guys know, this stock's been a thorn in my side, and most investors wouldn't say that because, as you can see, I am up pretty big on this stock. I have 62 shares at $31.10. The reason that this is a thorn in my side is because I bought it at $31.10. It pays a dividend currently of 51 cents per share. So I have enough to buy it at $31.50. So, and with the extra dividends from Altria, if I only bought one share, then I have about $30. So I actually could use Altria to reinvest in itself and then buy 2 shares of AT&T if I chose it as well, or a share of Coca-Cola, whichever one I decide, right? But the point is, I have enough AT&T, I have enough Altria and AT&T to reinvest into another share. Not anymore at these prices. I can't do that with the current amount I have in AT&T, so I can no longer go and be active on my strategy because it went up so high. And that's what happens. I bought it when it was low. I bought it before Warner, like right when they bought Warner, I bought this stock. And I bought enough at the price I bought it at to reinvest it into a share. Well, now I can't do that because it went up so high. So I'm a little bitter about it, but I'm happy because I'm a proud shareholder of AT&T. It is my favorite stock that's paying me currently for this month. So right now it's about 14% of my portfolio. Average cost of $31. I'm up about $7, little more than $7 a share on this. So I'm up $443. So this is a dividend aristocrat. Happy to own it. Love AT&T. It's not my telephone provider, but I was planning on buying Warner anyway. And once this big telecom company bought Warner, I was like, oh, well, that's like Verizon buying Disney almost. I mean, they're not obviously not the same. Disney's huge, but I'm getting content that I loved as a child with the stability of a telecom company, and they can actually use that Warner content as leverage to boost up their telecom sales, as in their phone packages can now contain a Warner Brothers additive package, and then they can boost up their individual cell phone sales as well and market Warner content. So they pretty much compound because they're using both of their businesses to make their telecom stronger. So I love AT&T. I just can't reinvest in it right now. And same goes for this next one. This stock's kind of a thorn on my side, and that is AbbVie. So I actually bought this stock around the same time as YouTuber PPC Ian, and I saw it had a huge drop, and I was like, they're a big, big, big pharmaceutical company. So they make Humira, which is the highest selling drug, I believe, in the world. So they know what they're doing. And so I bought 60 shares just because that's what I could afford at the time. I sold out of another position, put it in this instead. I'm very happy I did. I reallocated my money. Nothing wrong with that. I bought it at 72. It's up over $10 a share, and I have 60 shares. So I'm up over $600 on this position. And the reason that bites me is because right now I'm being paid 70.80 in dividends by this company. So now again, just like with AT&T, I can't. Well, technically, between the two, so AT&T and AbbVie pay me the same month, right? Between the two of them, it's $102 per dividend payment. So I could actually reinvest. But the problem with both AT&T and AbbVie at this point in time is that they would boost my average cost by over $10 a piece, or about $10. AT&T is about $9, and AbbVie is over $10. So that's the problem. So now I have to, as a dividend investor, I have to calculate and be like, I don't really want to boost my average cost up by $10 each time I pay for these, so I'm going to have to find another way to allocate that money. So this happens a lot. Stocks are going to change in price, and sometimes first of all, it's up to you as a dividend investor to figure out if you think that they're overvalued, but honestly, if you're going to go $10 to $12 above your average price, they are overvalued for you. I don't think it's a bad price to get into AbbVie because, as you can see, their 52-week high is still $92. So you still have about $4 or $5 below their high, but that's not close enough to their low for me personally. So right now I have 60 shares at a $72 average cost, 31% of my portfolio. So they're a third. Altria is a third as well. So that's 60% of my portfolio tied up in two stocks. But again, one's an aristocrat in AbbVie, one's a king in Altria. And I bought them both at pretty low prices, so I'm okay with that. So what I like to do, obviously, is I buy in bulk. Some people don't do that, but that's okay. I do it because I think it's better to just get in and get the dividend versus worry about the price, right? So I could have waited. Well, AbbVie, I jumped on it because it was so low, but Altria Group, I doubled down on the position and sold down on another king because I realized that the amount of dividends that I get for MO made more sense to put it in there. Right? So that's exactly what I'm doing with AbbVie as well. I saw an opportunity, I took advantage of it, and now I'm getting paid handsomely for it. So next, for the third month of the year, I might just sell Walgreens at some point. I like them. They're close to king status. No issue with the company. It's just I only have one share, so I'm not that invested, honestly, in this company. I bought it because I had extra money from, I think it was AbbVie or something like that. I had extra dividend money. I'm like, screw it. I'll just put it in Walgreens because I can afford it at the time. So I have a $54 average cost, right about where I'm at with Coca-Cola. And they're 0.3% of my portfolio, one share. Not much to speak of there. Like it fluctuates. I get like plus $4 or whatever from it, which is awesome. But I'm not going to cash out on $4 because I got to pay taxes on that, so I just hold it. I probably will beef up Walgreens, but it won't be a huge position in the portfolio, especially given the month that they're in, considering that they're in the same month as stocks like Johnson & Johnson, 3M, and Waste Management, even like McDonald's and Travelers. Like, there's just other stocks that I'd like to put more money into, which again kind of makes me feel like I should just sell it because I'm not super into this company. I bought it because it was close to king status, so it's an aristocrat. It was a pretty good price one. Yeah, look at that. So I bought it at 54, and its 52-week high is 83. So I had like a $30 per share, which I only bought one share, so I should have bought more. I'd probably be more happy about it if I would have bought like 10 shares at that point, but I bought it at a good price and now I'm just kind of sitting on it waiting. This would be one of those that I would reinvest into because it's not a very big position and I do want to beef it up. So it's kind of a whatever position, but I would be happy to add to it. Next is ExxonMobil. This is the biggest, I believe the biggest position I have this month. I switched out of another king for it. And it's 11, almost 12% of my portfolio. $73 is my average cost, and it's 68. So this one's a big loser, the biggest loser in the portfolio. But like I said, as a dividend investor, this is what I want to see for my stocks because now I can buy ExxonMobil, get a better yield for my cost, and it helps me as an investor because I make more money monthly on it. So no complaints there. I just wish I had more cash to allocate. I do have a lot more in my savings when I'm using it right now. So I'm in between jobs, so I'm using my savings to kind of help me out and keep above water. So once I get hired at the place, they're waiting another month because they had a manufacturing mix-up and they have more inventory than they need, so they're not hiring as of yet. But once they do, they told me I could start in January, so I'm not super worried about it. Once I do get hired on there, I'll be making about $2,000 a month, be putting about $800 in the market. This, if it's still down, I know a month is a while, but if ExxonMobil is still down, then this will be one of the bigger focuses. And if I do put $1,000 in, this will be where that extra $200 goes. I just set 800 because it's conservative. That way, if I want to put in more, and I can I can have 800 and just add the positions that I set out for 2020, and then that extra 200 can go to AT&T if it goes down or ExxonMobil. I'm just gonna have extra cash to allocate either to my checking, savings, or investing, and I'll kind of break that down for you guys when it happens. But ExxonMobil is one of those positions that I'm just going to hold. It's got like the third longest pay streak in the industry, I believe, in the entire market, behind like York Water and somebody else. I've looked it up before. But ExxonMobil is just one of those I'm going to buy and hold. I don't think oil's going anywhere. I know electric cars are on the rage right now, and car manufacturers are kind of freaking out about it. But that's not the only thing that we use oil for. So I'm not worried about it. So they're 11% of my portfolio, $73 average cost, about 30 shares. So happy I have that. And then this one's my favorite for right now for the stocks that I own for 3, 6, 9, 12, being Target. So right now I have 10 shares. It is a dividend king, and so I have it positioned. If I'm going to be buying a stock, like if I had to choose one for 3, 6, 12 that I currently have, it would be Target. I've been a bit more aggressive on the ExxonMobil side of things, and just like AbbVie and Target, AbbVie and AT&T, sorry, Target is as well. Target is overpriced for me personally, so 80, 90, 100, 107, 117. I'm up about, it says $300, but 80, 90, 100, so like 107 is $30, so 117, $40 a share. It's a lot, so I'm up on it, and I'm not thinking it's going to go down to my average price. They say retail is going to die. I hope Target gets slammed. They're up way high from when I bought it, and of course I've just bought and held. I've raked in that $6, I think, and 60-cent dividend. So yeah, not complaining about that dividend income at all. But this is my favorite stock that I currently hold for this set of months. So I'll break it down for you for the first month. First month of the year. So this January, I'll just be being paid by Altria and Coca-Cola. Altria pays me $81.48 and Coca-Cola pays me $6.97, which means that I have $88.45 coming to me in every January, every 1, 5, 7, 10. The second month of the year, AbbVie pays me $70.80 and AT&T pays me $31.50. But as I said, that cash will be allocated somewhere else to other stocks in the market if they don't go down to my average price, because I won't be buying at $10 a share. I won't price myself up $10 a share. And then next, I get paid $6.60 for Target, $25.23 for ExxonMobil, and 54 cents by Walgreens Boots Alliance. For a grand total that month of $32.37. So as you can see, I go from $80 to $102 to $32. So the third month of the year is by far my least profitable, and that's okay. But I am going to try to allocate. If, like I said, if I have an extra $200, so if I have $800 set for 2020 a month, I will be allocating that $200 into whatever stock is down for that 36912, because I do want to beef it up to the point that it's as efficient at producing dividends as the other sets of months are. So for the watch list, I have Realty Income, because they're monthly. They're one of them and EPR. I might add EPR as well, because I've done extensive research on that stock, and I really do like its holdings and the the real estate that it operates. But Realty Income is one of my favorites. It will give me monthly dividend income. Only pays 22.7, I believe, cents per share, and for $75, I feel like that's a little high. So I wouldn't buy it quite yet, but it is on my watch list because, like I said, I think it's a solid real estate play. Then we have FRT, which is a big real estate investment trust. They do malls, which is kind of dying, but they found a way, so I trust them. They are Dividend King, Kimberly-Clark. They make toilet paper, diapers, tissues. They are Dividend King. Illinois Tool Works is kind of my trade. So, like, they make kind of products that are used in manufacturing and HVAC, that type of thing, tools, harnesses, all that. So they're my play on the trade schools, and I think that's a phenomenal way to go. Alliant Energy is my actual energy company. I paid them this week $64, and those sons of guns eventually are going to be helping me pay my electric bill. So like I said, with Disney Plus, it would take like 50 shares to pay for. So if you own 50 shares of Disney, then Disney will pay for your Disney Plus subscription through dividends. So they're technically paying their own bill. I want to do the same thing with Alliant, but I think I told my roommate it's like 1,600 shares, so that'll be a while to get there. But if I do it for the full month, I'll be able to pay it off. So that's my goal, is to be paying bills with dividends. Next is Starbucks. They're a great dividend stock. I don't believe they're an aristocrat yet, but they're well on their way. But they're one of the exceptions. They have double-digit dividend growth, so I'm going to keep them. Lowe's is a Dividend King. They have paid a dividend for every single year that they have been on the market. They have not only paid a dividend, but they have increased it. That's why they're on my watch list. They are a Dividend King, and they are a slam dunk home run stock, in my opinion. I do think HD Home Depot is better overall, because I mean they play second. They obviously are in first place in the home building, consumer goods type space. But I like Lowe's better just because of that growth. Next, we have American Express. I want a credit card company, and I was going to do Visa, I was going to do MasterCard, but I like AXP for the price and for the dividend. It actually pays a higher dividend than both of its competitors, and its growth rate's really compound growth rate's really nice, and it's cheaper by like $100 a share. So for me, I always go for like price to dividend, and American Express is just, knock on wood, the best option for that for me, in my opinion. So next, Procter & Gamble. We use their products every single day. They are a Dividend King, safe investment, in my opinion. I'll buy that till I die. Six Flags is a little bit riskier, but it's a risk I'm willing to take. They're a lot cheaper than Disney, and they pay 6 cents less a share. But here's the catch. They pay 82 cents a share. Disney pays 88 cents a share. But Six Flags actually pays 4 times a year. Therefore, the end result is they pay you twice as much as Disney pays you a year. So that's why I want them in their theme park entertainment. So I think they're pretty safe. They are a little bit, they're probably the riskiest stock I have in the entire portfolio, which is fine by me. They're not a king or an aristocrat yet. And they're a theme park, so they're seasonal, so there's a little bit of give and take there. It's a little bit more volatility. But that's something I'm willing to take on. Given everything else in my portfolio is pretty safe. I know anything can happen in the stock market, but by far they are the riskiest stock that I have. But I feel like that dividend yield is so like juicy, I can't pass it up, right? Even compared to Disney, they're phenomenal. And I know Disney's a way better company. They're a lot healthier. They have a lot more diversification within their product. And within that business, but I feel like Six Flags for me is fine. I'm willing to take that risk. Next, Waste Management. This is one of my favorite stocks on the market. So they take care of your trash. They're the biggest like trash. They take care of it, or whatever you call it, distribution king, I guess, of trash. And everybody produces it. Everybody uses it. Everybody has to deal with it. They're the biggest company in that space. So I feel like it's very safe. and I'll buy that till I die. Next, we have Travelers Insurance, which I found out about through Gen X Dividend Investor. If you're not subscribed to him and you're subscribed to me, you obviously need to subscribe to him. Like, he's super smart. He does what I do, but I don't do my stuff on camera. So he breaks down his stocks very well. Is very systematic on his approach to investing and very intelligent with how he breaks it down. So he is like Harvard level teaching, even though he'll probably say he's not. Honestly, on YouTube, period. No disrespect to any other creators, but as somebody who's relatively new to dividend investing, Gen X Investor breaks it down in a way that you can understand it. And he's really influenced how I invest, guys. He's very, very good. Like, if I had to have a teacher on YouTube teach me how to do stocks, I feel like he's Benjamin Graham's level. Like, that's how smart he is and how systematic and thought out his process is. So, anyways, I found it through Gen X Dividend Investor. He'll probably get mad that I said all that, but it's true. If you watch one of his videos, like he's done deep dives on Disney, Travelers, Kimberly-Clark, Home Depot, AbbVie, Pfizer, like he's doing 25 stocks, and he's doing it for his kids too, so he's kind of showing them what he does and kind of passing it on, but he's teaching everybody else along the way, and I just think it's phenomenal. So if you haven't subscribed to Gen X Dividend Investor, do it. If you're a dividend investor, trust me, you will be happy with the product he puts out there. So anyway, sorry I didn't mean to go on a rant, but that is where I did find this stock, and I just did some quick math on it, and I originally was going to do Aflac, but Aflac does not pay in the month I wanted it to for my insurance company. So this fits my overall mold a lot better. As I said earlier, this is my least paying month, so I'm going to try to get a couple stocks that pay a bigger dividend in 3, 6, 9, 12. And Aflac, not bashing on them because I really did consider them and I might add them later, only pays 27 cents a share. Travelers pays 82 cents a share, and the overall compound growth rate is only like 0.4% more for Aflac than it is for Travelers. So relatively, they're growing at the same rate, which historically would mean that it would take double or triple the amount that Aflac's growing currently to even get to Travelers' dividend yield or current payout. And that's why I picked Travelers, because I'm like, if it's got the safety, pretty much got the safety of a dividend aristocrat, but it doesn't have that status yet, and its growth rate year over year is better or matching, like nearly matching Aflac, which that I would consider that better, because if they don't have the same status but they still grow at the same rate and they have a phenomenal management team, they're just a great stock in my opinion. But they fit the mold for me, they fit the bill. So I picked Travelers over Aflac, but I think either one would be phenomenal. So next we have Johnson & Johnson, probably the most famous healthcare stock out there. They're the big giant in this industry. They make baby powder, baby wipes, medicines, Band-Aid. Like they make so much. They're huge, and that's why I want to invest in them. They have a great dividend yield, and the big knock it out of the park thing with these next two stocks actually is that they're both dividend kings. So dividend kings are what I'm basing my entire investment philosophy around. But I do want to have stocks that are close, as in Walgreens. I do want stocks that are close, but these are the ones that I feel like they're safe havens. They're great places to put my money, and I will be putting more money into kings in my portfolio than anything else. And Johnson & Johnson pays a really nice dividend. I believe they're up to 90. I think it's 90 cents now. Let me take a look. Yeah, 95 cents. So they pay a pretty good dividend. They're consistent. Their compound rates really well. Their year-over-year dividend compound growth rate's pretty nice as well. Next, we have 3M. If you go to a home improvement store, you're going to see them everywhere. They make Post-it notes. They're in a lot of different sectors, have a lot of different products. They're very diversified. They're a conglomerate, which means that they run they have their hands in multiple different businesses and industries. So I feel like 3M's a phenomenal play. They've been beat down really hard, and that's great for me as a dividend investor, because then I get a yield, higher yield, and they pay out $1.17. So I'm happy about that. Next, we have McDonald's, which, contrary to popular belief, is a real estate company. Funny enough, Dividend, Gen X Dividend Investor did a video about them as well. But I like them because they serve burger and fries on real estate. And if you watch The Founder, it's kind of a sad movie. It shows how Ray Kroc kind of took over McDonald's. So he visited this small kind of drive up, kind of like A&W type thing. They delivered your food to you. They literally walked up, you ordered, they had the food out within, I think it was like 2 minutes or something crazy like that, right? I know nowadays you don't think of McDonald's is that quick. But Ray Kroc loved the system. He'd always kind of just sold. He was a salesman. But he saw such a potential in this business model. And he wanted to expand it. The brothers were iffy on it at first. And then Ray finally got them to hire him on as a consultant, as a partner to build the brand, to build more locations. They ran into some issues. Ray systematically overcame them. And then he kind of stole the company. So you can he went from selling mixers. He randomly got a call from the McDonald's brothers, and they wanted like 7 mixers, and he hadn't sold any for a while. So he's like, 7 mixers? Why do you need 7 mixers? And like, well, we need to make milkshakes. There's so many people ordering. Like, we need more machines because we have so many customers. It's taking us longer than we like, and it's putting a dent in our system. And so Ray decided, then we need to expand this business. And then eventually he learned that if he couldn't own the actual building, right? Because they had the McDonald's logo. They owned the restaurant. But what Ray Kroc did was he bought the real estate, so the dirt under the building. Therefore, if he owned that, then he technically owned the restaurant, and he forced them to do advertisements for like Coca-Cola and that type of thing. So he pretty much, quite literally, took the business out from under them by buying the dirt that they put their restaurants on. And since that was his job, was to find the most walked through, most visited parts of land and put a McDonald's there. That was his job. So he actually bought out the land without telling the brothers. He said, oh, this is a great spot to put it on. He owned the land, and then he could systematically take over the business location by location. So it's a good movie. I mean, it's sad, but it's awesome. Sorry, I didn't mean to go on a rant about McDonald's there, but you seriously do need to watch The Founder if you haven't watched it. So anyway, that is kind of a smaller deep dive on each individual stock on my watch list and my overall portfolio. And as for the whiteboard, so I went through every stock that I want to buy, and I will be releasing a dividend kind of video for 2020 and where I'm going to be allocating my money. So watch out for that, guys. I'll probably do that during one of the weekends, maybe even like on the 1st, just to have a fun little video come out. But I just want to say thank you for allowing me to talk about dividend stocks and share my portfolio, my journey, my growth, all that type of stuff. It took a lot of courage to start this, and I've met a lot of very, honestly, close friends now. Gen X Dividend Investor, I shouted him out, but Lydia Santiago, there's a lot of them, sorry. But I just want to say thank you to the individual creators that have made this transition for me a lot more comfortable. And it's just such a wonderful community. I love talking to people about dividend stocks that share the same passion as me. And it's phenomenal, guys. So thank you guys so much for allowing me to do this. And tuning into every video. It means a lot. Commenting down below about what stocks you like, what stock picks you change, that type of thing. I love conversing with people about it. So feel free to critique my stock picks, my overall portfolio. I don't care. It's fine. I have fun with it. So I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching. It's been that Dividend Guy. Remember to hit the subscribe button down below if you want to see Monday through Friday videos, updates on my portfolio. I keep it really consistent, or at least I'm trying to. And I will post unless there's a family type of emergency, which if there is, I'll tell you the next day. And if it's a holiday, I am taking it off. So those will be the only 2 reasons that I don't post a video. But thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for subscribing. The growth in the channel is phenomenal. And I will see you tomorrow with another dividend investing video. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Happy Thursday. Take care, guys.